Welcome back to Straight Up with Steve and Stevona. I'm Steve Hernandez.
And I'm Stevona Delgado.
And the city of Los Angeles is on fire, folks. The only thing to put out that fire? Ice. Yes. The boys in blue, we have your back. I'm just Ice, can you believe these motherfuckers? Currently, right now, ice is all over West Covina and the San Gabriel Valley, Covina, La Puente. People have been arrested in Baldwin Park. They were at the West Covina DMV this morning. They're asking people if they've seen a person, and if you speak with an accent or not in English, they grab you right away. There was an old man, I think, with a fruit cart down the street on Citrus that was arrested and taken away. Thank you, Donald Trump, for making our streets safe.
And thank you to the people who voted for him. May you go to hell. May you burn in there, and may your mother join you there too.
Yeah, so this is the big thing. These are the results. Anybody too. By the way, I don't like politicians.
Me neither. We actually like none of them.
Yeah, you're not hearing me. You know, I was not excited to vote for Kamala. And by the way,
yeah, we don't like that bitch either.
She's a fucking cop too. But for those of you who say they're all the same, there makes no difference. Beyond a shadow of that. By the way, I know Kamala's a cop too, and she would have fully had ISIS back and stuff, but Trump is deliberately sending these people in to places he has no business being. Republicans worship the idea of states' rights. Do you know what states' rights are, Stevona?
I think it's when the state has the right to do stuff.
Wow. Oh, man, did you finish high school? States' rights has been a Republican argument since the Civil War. That's when states say that the federal government, the big one, has no right to tell a state how to live. So they did that with the Civil War in terms of slavery. They said the federal government has no right to tell us that we can't have slaves. And then, so people who love slavery, people who love the South and all that stuff, they'll still say, it was the Civil War wasn't about slavery. The Civil War was about states' rights. How quickly the tables have turned. Donald Trump is sending, what are they called?
National Guard?
The National Guard in simply because he hates California.
And I'm glad people are throwing rocks at them. Don't hit the horses.
We've seen so much melee.
It's disgusting, and I'm just really ashamed. And I'm really ashamed of the people. Like, do you think it's possible for people to vote for Trump and like almost sway other people's votes, right? Because I feel like one thing I wasn't doing is I wasn't trying to get people to like vote for a specific person. I was just saying like not Donald Trump, like just not him. Vote another party even if you want to, you know? But people out there were like, Trump, you should message me if you have the same views as me. I'm voting for Trump. I'll tell you what I'm going with. You know, people putting it out there and like cheering for it out loud. Do you think it's possible for those people to at the same time feel bad and have empathy for all the families that are getting ripped apart, and for them taking away people who are not even criminals, who are just trying to survive, people who are just like their family that once had to cross to get here as well, you know? Like, do you think that like that's possible? Because I see these people and I'm like, how are you posting resources of what to call, where to go? How are you posting a broken heart saying this hurts my soul? But yeah, you were cheering when he won. You were DMing people, telling you what, like saying where to vote. Like,
sounds
how?
Like you're talking about a specific person.
There's many of them on my. There's about.
Really?
This is what you don't. I do have in my MacBook. I have a list of all the people that voted for Trump out loud because I do go back to their page, and I. But let me tell you why. Because I was just surprised. A lot of these people were my friends, and a lot of these people. I'm not gonna lie, they have been there for me during dark times. They have helped me out when I've needed it. That's why I'm like, I don't understand like how, and I still love them, but it's also at the same time like fuck you, you know, like a friendly fuck you to them, you know, like I still love you and you were there for me, but like how does this not click, you know?
It's you're in a tough position. I think people are complicated. I really do. This is like where the Christian in me comes out in terms of being gracious with people.
Me too. That's why I'm gracious with them. Where it's like they're still my neighbor.
I'm not. I do think things are so fucked up and people are so misguided. I think people can be dumb and try to simplify issues. I think that people hate the Democratic Party for good reason. But when you have someone so blatantly, such a con man and criminal as Donald Trump, and your choices are a really fucked up, broken thing, and a guy who, for sure, is a liar and a criminal, it is hard for me to say. I mean, I much, much, much more respect anyone who says, I'm not going to vote for any of this shit. But if you're voting for Donald Trump, I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like the people who didn't vote are just as bad as the people who voted for Trump. I feel like not voting at all was giving the votes to him. Burn it on a third party if you need to. We need that third party to like come up, right? Like those people are good too. They just don't have the funds. And I feel like if we kind of collectively vote for third party, which is something that I have done before, I have voted third party but I haven't really spoken on it. But something that I want to do is speak on that more because that is an option for us to do. I mean, I don't like Kamala either. I'll go potties with that bitch in a handicap stall if I have to.
By the way, too, let me just say this about Kamala Harris.
I'll beat the shit out of Trump, too.
Stone cold hot. Anyone who tries to say Kamala Harris isn't hot is a fool.
Truly a babe.
And the fact that she's a cop, too, pretty hot. Sorry. I know it's not okay. I just think Republican women are incredibly hot.
Candace, do you like Candace Owens?
No, she's an idiot.
Oh, okay.
I think you don't understand.
Do you think Candace Owens is hot though? That's what I was trying to say. Not do you like her? Obviously, you don't like her.
Of course, I think if I were to just have her looks in a vacuum and I saw a drawing of her or a picture, if you said, "Is this woman attractive?" But I would never, not in 1,000 years, not for $1 million, would I have sex with her. Kamala Harris, I got 1,000 on it. I'll pay you, girl. And dude, she's a cop. That's so hot.
She'll kick your ass, dude.
I know. Yeah, I know. In the best way I know. But I voted for Kamala Harris, not because I did not want. I know that Trump is pure evil and pure id. I mean, the reason why he's sending the National Guard in is just because he hates California, because he hates Hollywood, because Hollywood rejected him. He's acting like a straight-up dictator. This is a police state. But this is how despots are formed. This is how people like Adolf Hitler and all these people come to power, is they just act out.
Right, and it's history. Like, it's history, and like I also feel bad because a lot of the people that do support me and watch my stuff voted for Trump. That's why I'm like, I don't like hate them, but it is a you, because like also too, like there's so many people. Like I said, I kept the list of people who voted for Trump because it was like, wow, like this is my friend. I didn't know you thought this way, so I have a list, and then I just have a list of like the people who were just loudly doing it, and a list of the people. There's so many fucking people that did not say the entire election until Trump won, and then they were like, yeah, cheering. It's like, were you scared, you little pussy? Like, and if you're scared, there's obviously a reason. So, and then I'm the type of person, I especially with politics, I'm not gonna say this is what's gonna happen, because when life never goes my way. So I don't like go for a team. I don't say this is gonna happen. I just kind of keep my mouth shut. So I'm like, maybe Trump will do something for the government. Maybe Trump will help the world get better. I just had that little tiny, that's why, because I'm like, let me go back into their stories and see what they update on us, because they're gonna update us on all the good stuff Trump has done for us. They haven't updated us on besides we feel bad. I
mean, he single-handedly created economic terror with all these tariffs. He's created all this problem. There was no problem.
He's stolen from charities. I heard that he's like not supposed to be in charge of stuff in New York.
This is all old school, like
so
criminal
crazy
stuff. But he created all this tariff bullshit. He sent our economy in a tailspin, and now he's created this this immigrant nightmare that him and Dr. Phil are on. These guys they're awful. But for those of you who voted for Trump, if you regret it, we'll accept you with loving arms. But you have to be willing to say, I was wrong. And if I know one thing about Trump supporters, they will not do that. I'd love for you to do that. You're not going to do it.
I had someone, I was talking about how shitty Donald Trump is and about immigration on my story, and some guy messaged me, and he was like, I bet you didn't have this energy when Obama was in office. I was like, bitch, I was 14. I was in 7th grade, bitch.
Yeah, we know this country.
What do you want me to do to Obama? I'm in fucking Edgewood Middle School, bitch.
We know this country is set up for the rich. That's what we're always going to be against, the working class versus the rich. And until you until you snap out of it and can't wrap your mind around that, why would you vote for a billionaire? You fucking losers.
And stop tying him to God. Stop tying him to Jesus Christ. You know how I feel about that. Stop tying my father to your unrealistic beliefs, okay? He never said that.
I mean, Donald Trump specifically has done, and I will go to the grave saying this. I don't have a lot of strong opinions and stuff because I've been wrong in the past, but no president has acted like the Antichrist more than Donald Trump himself. Do you remember that time a few years ago when he was president, the first term, how he got like the National Guard or the cops to like beat all these people so he could take a picture holding the Bible upside down in front of that church? Upside down. And this guy says like crazy stuff about Israel. If you know your Bible, if you know about end times, this guy legitimately made me think at some point maybe the book of Revelation's Israel, because he's straight up saying stuff that the Antichrist was supposed to say. I, of course, don't believe in that stuff still, but...
And then that's when I'm learning about, like, how, like, annoying the government, and, like, how evil, I guess, the world is, because you do have these churches telling people to vote for Trump, and it's like... that's not anything that really the Bible is saying and everything that they're like going for, you know? So then that's when I learned, because they're getting money, right? Wouldn't they kind of gain
No, it's worse than that.
Or the
I don't know
tax,
if you guys know. Yeah, they have tax exempt status
and I don't
churches.
think people who are just turning to Jesus into Christianity know that about the church a lot, you know? Because I barely like found out, like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know the church was doing this, you know?
Oh, yeah, the whole religion and churches in this country are a fucking racket. Once a religion or once a church receives a tax-exempt status, that means the pastors literally don't have to pay any taxes. And then a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hire their spouses, they'll hire their kids. That's why you'll see a lot of ministers, their kids take over. It becomes like a business so that they don't have to pay taxes, and they just keep stacking that money. They'll pay their kid. I know at the mega church I used to work to, they started paying their kid to run the church bookstore, and they'll make $75,000 doing that without taxes. All the stuff. They just, any way to not have to pay taxes and make money. And listen, taxes, yeah, nobody likes them, but did you know that immigrants pay more combined in taxes than Walmart, Amazon, all of these large corporations? People have said it online. This is a real thing. If you look at all the problems in our country, it's because people just don't want to pay taxes and nerds can't get laid. Period. Those two things, all the problems come from that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to pay their fair share. Everybody thinks that you just have to look out for yourself. This is the death of a good society. This is the death of a good country. And you see it all over the place. You see people acting out, thinking that they don't have to worry about anyone but themselves. It's fucking disgusting. And if our country, I mean, we just won't last long. America itself was founded on people who loved slavery, who didn't want to pay taxes, a lot of awful things. But along the way, many people fell in love with the dream that is freedom and equality. So the founding fathers may not have really had that in mind. But there are people here, I know myself included, that are prepared to fight for that, that don't want to give up. I'm so proud of L.A. for standing up against these motherfuckers, for throwing rocks at them, for hanging out on the freeway, for yelling at cops. If ICE is around you, I'm not encouraging you to be violent towards them, but make sure you rip out that phone.
Talk shit to them.
Make sure you talk shit to them.
Talk about their fat ass mothers.
Sorry, Sylvia. She was doing good for one app. Yeah, make sure that you get the immigrant's name if you can and when they're born. Because what these ICE agents are doing is straight up kidnapping people. People don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, Jesus would want that, y'all. Jesus would want that.
Don't bring... I mean, I do not even know what these people that claim to be Christians, I do not even know.
And it gives God and it gives Jesus a bad rap, you know, like it gives him a bad, and a lot of people were messaging me too, and they were like, "Are you like against God now because you keep talking about Christians?" And I'm like, "No, I've always said I don't claim that. I don't claim that because politics took it and turned it into something crazy, and people are following that, and I don't claim that. That's why I claim to love Jesus. I love church too, you know. It's just I also don't support like them giving their tax money or, you know, just being crooked most of the time. So I have to be picky about which churches I go into. I'm not just gonna blindly believe everything just because Jesus is tied to it, you know. It's just so weird. So do you think that they could, you know, cheer for Trump and still have empathy?
Of course they can. But
I got to figure out how I can.
But I need you to understand, if you're listening to this or watching this, if you did vote for Trump, this is what you voted for. And he was always saying this. They were always saying this. I don't know what kind of information you've been getting your stuff from, or maybe you listen to your friends or some dumbasses around you. But he always said this was what was going to happen. So it is hypocritical for you to be surprised by this. Or maybe you're just dumb. I don't know. Yeah,
and then also, if you didn't vote, that is kind of the same as voting for him. We need all the numbers we can get. And if you have to vote third party, vote
I personally don't agree with that.
Vote third party, you guys. We got to do something else.
I just think
a lot of the people were like, oh, I don't want Kamala to win because she's going to let girls in a lot of people were like, I don't want Kamala to win because she's going to let men in the girls' restroom.
I mean, can you imagine? And I guess, you know, you have 25,000 followers. I would imagine most of them are morons.
29.1K to be.
Yeah. But if you're worried about a man going in a woman's restroom, you know they could just go right now, right? You know there's not like a cop standing in each bathroom. That a man could literally just hang out in a woman's restroom.
I mean, I don't think she would do that, though. I don't think she was going to do that. Was she going to do that?
No, there's not a... That's what I'm saying. These people who voted against... I mean, I hate.
And they probably thought it was the same. Like, Donald Trump's not gonna deport all the Mexicans, only the bad ones, you know. And it's like, bitch, we told you.
If you fall for anything Donald Trump said, you're a fucking idiot. I will say that. Whether or not we have empathy for you and shit, whether or not I'll allow you to feel complex human emotions. I'm no god. I can't keep that from that happening. But you asked for this. You voted it. You feel bad now? That's cool, but this is because of your actions in many ways. But the only thing is, the political system is fucking rigged.
It is. Oh my god.
Us voting for a third party is not going to do anything.
But it does. It's at least I don't know. You never know.
No. The whole thing.
I'm like, does God favor white men? And I always have this conversation. So I'm like, wish my grandpa didn't die because I have so many questions about God. But like, does God favor white men, or is this really hell?
No, no. This is how the system has been set up. And so
in heaven, we better be on top.
This is how the system has been set up. The plan was for it to run like this. So the electoral college exists. That's a fucked up thing. And by the way, our votes don't even mean anything in anything but the 4 swing states.
But we still should vote.
Why?
Because we should still do it. We should. We don't know.
And I will tell you the argument against voting at all too is that Kamala is just like voting for Kamala.
You didn't vote then?
Of course I voted for Kamala.
Okay, well he
but
voted.
But it doesn't matter if I voted.
Yes, it does. But you still did it though.
I'm an idiot.
You still did it, and there's a reason why you did it.
Because I'm an idiot.
Okay, we need more idiots.
No, they all follow you already, and they voted for Trump.
No. Oh, gosh.
I'm saying that, no, listen.
Come on, y'all. See where you're putting me in a tough place.
The argument is that
I love you guys, but
Kamala
I'm
is just sticking her thumb in this breaking dam. So Democrats will say, you know, Trump is saying, hey, I'm greedy, rich people, we're going to take everything we want, we're going to deregulate everything, the environment means nothing. And Democrats will say the opposite, but then they'll kind of do a lot of the same things.
And the fucking egg's still $12, stupid lying ass bitches.
From someone who does not buy eggs.
I buy eggs. I eat 3 eggs every single day.
$12? They're not $12.
I literally have a hard-boiled egg in my car. You know I keep hard-boiled eggs on me. You know I keep
hard-boiled eggs
in
my car.
I keep that thing on me, all that protein.
Listen, now I just have to think about Stevona farting the whole time.
No, my body is used to it. My body adapted, so I don't fart like that.
I'm going to have to take your word.
I will say, for a long time, I used to fear sleeping over at guys' houses. Like, I used to not do it because I'm like, I don't want to fart in my sleep. I'm so scared.
With your ex, did you fart?
No.
You never farted once in front of him?
No, and he never did either.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's polite.
Yeah. We both thought that was, like, gross.
Yeah, but in your sleep?
No.
What do you mean? You don't have control in your sleep.
We don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he's never told me. I've been knocked out when I sleep when I was asleep next to him.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't work out.
Yeah.
Folks, let your partners fart.
I'll stuff a napkin in my booty hole so nothing comes out.
This is a very human thing to do, to fart. Now, I have met, friend of the pod, Rachel Friedland. I don't even know. Don't take it out. But she broke up with somebody recently. You know Rachel is tall? Tall, white?
I think so.
Okay, good answer.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, you would know her. But she told me she broke up with somebody because he was farting all the time.
Oh, I would. Ew.
She said, and that's something I don't like. And I thought, I just fart all the time. I'm a fat guy. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
fat people be farting.
I fart. Okay. I don't want to put that on all fat people, but I'm a farter. I'm not proud of it. It's nothing I joke about it. I'm not like lifting a leg. I'm not, doing this.
Ew.
Brr, brr. I'm not doing anything like that.
Chubby guys are always farting.
Yeah.
And guys named Carlos.
Yeah. Sorry, Carlos. And guys named Little Caesar. No, listen, I fart. So when Rachel was like even saying like, man, this guy was just farting around me. Granted, they were only dating a few months.
That's disgusting.
There's something in me that I was like, come on now. But I did not fart in front of Julia a lot the first few months. You got to suck them in, fellas. Give it a year.
I would cry if I farted in front of a boy. Like,
why?
I don't want to know how to act. What do I say? Like, oopsie. What do I say?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
That's so
I think this kind of stuff is what makes the genders separate and all that. I think it's terrible.
Keep them separate.
No.
Ladies, I believe in gender roles.
Farting? Yeah.
Ladies shouldn't fart. We don't fart. We just whisper in our panties.
Yeesh. That sounds very P word to me, huh? Yeah, you don't have to beep that one out.
P word.
P. Medophiles.
Oh, what? Gross.
Medophiles. That's for TikTok. Yeah. Let everyone.
We're getting up there in our subscribers, by the way. What are we going to do when we hit 100? We have to do something when we hit 100.
We'll do a live stream here at the Chatterbox that people can come to. I was just thinking that. In the daytime, we'll do a Saturday live stream that people will be able to come and watch us like a mini show.
All right.
And then we'll have them on.
Let's have vendors.
Yeah. Well, it'll be incredible. And then you will be invited if you're a subscriber. That's fun. And we'll buy you a drink, too. We'll set the whole thing up. Imagine Chatterbox Saturday in the day. Nobody knows, but you're coming in. Sneaky poo. We're doing our thing. It'll be a blast. Or maybe something else. That goes without showing. Listen, there's a lot of awful things going on in this world. But we did lose a great today. Rest in peace, Brian Wilson. Musical genius. Do you have a favorite Beach Boys song, Stevona?
Yes, I do, actually. Kokomo. I love Kokomo. Jamaica. Whoa. Ooh, I wanna take ya. Yeah. I used to have a VHS tape of the Muppets singing it.
Okay. Not in 1,000 years would I have guessed Kokomo.
I love Kokomo.
I don't know if you know this. Did you know Kokomo is a fictional place? It's not real.
Yeah, I know. I figured.
But it is like a. I love the Beach Boys. The older you get, when I was little, when you're very little, you like them because it sounds
my dad loved the Beach Boys.
You sound like little kid songs. But the older you get, you listen to things like Pet Sounds. You understand how dark the music is too. And of course, Brian Wilson had many mental breakdowns and mental issues. It reminded me of Stevona after she farted in front of her ex.
No way, that never happened.
Straight up mental.
I gotta keep up the hot girl brand, okay?
Hot girls fart.
Not the ones I know. Not the ones I aspire to be. You ever heard Kim K fart?
I'm sure there's big farts coming out of
that
that
bitch fart,
ass.
she blowing away. That ass too big.
Greg, do you have a favorite Beach Boys song?
Is it God Only Knows?
God Only Knows. It's a great song. Is that the one for Big Love, the theme song? It's the one I always play here, right? That's a great song. Beautiful.
Yeah, I can't find the one, but the one that...
What's the first lyric from that? If we should, it's... the first lyric is so great. It's just about if we break up. Yeah. I love that. Back in the 60s, saying, if we break up, this, and this. That's truth right there, folks.
I can't find the song, but whatever. It's a good song. It's a great song.
Uncle Jesse, you're having a bad day. We're with you here on Straight Up.
Yeah, I didn't know that Bob Saget's comedy was so vulgar.
That was kind of the whole thing.
Is that was like the gag, the bit, right? Is because he had that image and then he got on and he was talking about
Well, he was kind of unknown at the time, and so, but his comedy was always dirty, and so people would go see Dad. What was his name on it? Do you remember?
Uncle Jesse.
No, not Uncle Jesse.
The dad's name.
Oh.
Danny Tanner?
Yeah, people would go see Danny Tanner.
That's what it was,
And then he would be having these like crazy, he'd be talking about effing.
And sometimes did he talk about Mary-Kate and Ashley sometime as like a joke? No?
That sounds familiar, but I'm sure, Bob Saget's dead.
Kind of weird. And then I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching, I was watching Full House, and I think like in the intro, they like kiss the Mary-Kate and Ashley on like the lips, and I'm like, ew.
I don't think so, because they never showed them together.
No, Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse kissed who?
The little girls. I gotta look for it, because I remember being like, ew, that's kind of weird, like back in the day how they used to like just like kiss little girls and stuff like that.
Well, if it was his niece.
Niece. You don't need money to be somebody's niece. You don't need to be paid to be somebody's niece, okay? That's how girls get molested out here.
I don't think kissing a little girl on the lips is molestation.
When a little baby?
Well, especially a little baby. Who
So,
cares?
okay, you don't think that if like some guy here at the bar kissed Hilda on the lips, you wouldn't be like, what the fuck?
John Stamos, you're welcome to kiss my baby at any time.
Oh, only John Stamos.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. It's John Stamos.
Yeah, but he wasn't gonna be that before they filmed it, though. They didn't know
He was
gonna
obviously a
turn into
beautiful
that.
man at the time. Uncle Joey, no, not after what you did to Alanis.
Ew.
Yeah.
Uncle Joey's ugly.
Well, that's what the Alanis Morissette song is based on, right?
No, I don't know what's that song about.
You ought to know.
If I hear it, I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
How's it start? I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best to you both. Is she perverted like me?
Oh, okay, yes. I have heard that song. Okay, yes.
That's about Uncle Jesse.
Oh, no, Joey.
Uncle
Joey.
Joey was 30, 35, and then he dated this 18-year-old, Alanis Morissette. And that's what happens if you date an 18-year-old and then you break up with them after you sleep with them a couple times. So they write a hit song about you, and nobody thinks about your comedy acting anymore. They think about you effing with an 18-year-old, you sick pervert.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, my brother, I'm not talking to my dad right now because of all this f***ed up shit. Sorry for cursing. Not Trump.
Oh, okay.
Praise God, luckily my dad's against Trump.
Okay.
But my dad would always get mad or hurt whenever I would joke about being abused as a child. Guess what, by the way, though? I was abused as a child. And I would never bring it up in any way that was serious, but I would say I'd say something like, that was the worst thing I've ever been through. And I was abused as a child, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I remember the last time, and my brother was like, when Dad sees stuff like this online, it really hurts him. And I was like, well, he shouldn't have done it, huh? Maybe if you wouldn't have abused me, then I wouldn't be a comic. Mm-hmm. Maybe I wouldn't have done all the gay stuff I've done. Have you thought about that, Dad?
Yeah, so I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'd be like a little bit happy my dad is dead because I'm like, I'm so glad he's not hearing or listening all this shit I'm saying. Like,
well, time is, especially when it comes to parents, time is a very cool thing. It is a great equalizer. You get along with your parents, Greg? Yeah, but are they still together? Yeah. And they seem kind of happy? You're like, whatever. That's what everybody's like that with their parents. I go, oh, they're still together? Like, yeah. They go, are you happy? And they're like, whatever they're doing, they're still doing it. That is crazy.
Shout out.
What a resounding endorsement for marriage. My mom, there was a time, I know with even my Bible podcast, I did a specific episode where I talked a lot of trash about her because she voted for Trump.
Oh,
yeah. But I remember.
Let's get her on the pod.
Well, I will get her on the pod because I feel bad about that.
Yeah, bring her.
It's just very white. I mean, it's very like.
Did she vote for him this time or no?
I'm sure she did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
But people, I'm just saying, people vote for these people for a bunch of different reasons, but.
Because they really think that he's going to make the economy better?
They think all of that stuff. Yeah, they think the economy. They think that God can use an imperfect vessel. They think all this stuff.
So,
well, they're so.
I mean, I get it, but then it's also like we're all human at the same time.
But like I said, this specific episode of Read the Bible with Me, I went off of my mom, and my mom listened to it, and she was like very hurt, but she wasn't angry at me. She was like, if this is how he feels, this is how he feels. That's something I very much respect about her. But, we went to Portland this past weekend, and my mom doesn't travel anywhere. She doesn't go anywhere. Does your mom travel often?
She loves to.
Yeah, my mom's just not that kind of a person. That's one of the things where I started to feel bad about my mom. That my mom had a kid when she was 15 years old. Ooh. And then she got with my dad when she was 20, and he was not good to her, and then she got remarried, and her new husband's back went out very quickly where he couldn't work. And my mom just had a rough life.
Back in the day, I feel like you had to kind of depend on men, right?
Absolutely.
So it was like that kind of sucks.
Well, that's why abuse was more prevalent, all that kind of stuff. That people didn't even believe in rape in marriage before. That a husband had whatever right he could do whatever he wanted if you were his property. That's why, because women make more money, they can leave. They're not trapped like they used to. That's what's great about it. Mm-hmm. All that to say, I'm mad at my mom for voting for Trump, but I forget that she has not experienced as much. That maybe me even as a son have failed by not helping her experience more. Because I remember this happened after Trump, and my mom. Something happened where we went to go see the new West Side Story at the Hollywood Bowl. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm. The West Side Story?
The new one.
Oh, no, not the new one, no.
Steven Spielberg. It's great. One of the cool things about living in Hollywood is they do this kind of stuff I'm about to talk about. It was sometimes you can go see movies at the Hollywood Bowl, and they'll have the orchestra there to do the music live. It's really cool. And if it's like a Wizard of Oz or they do the Sound of Music, everyone's singing. It's fucking cool, man.
I love musicals.
Yeah. Have you seen the Sound of Music?
No.
You would love the new West Side Story. We should watch it.
I love me a good Annie, though.
Have you seen Hamilton?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Huge Hamilton fan. Sorry, guys. But we were supposed to go on a double date with someone. The person got COVID. So we ended up Julia got COVID. So I ended up going with my brother and his girlfriend. And then I called my mom. I said, hey, they're showing this movie. I'm always, at the Hollywood Bowl. Do you want to go see it with us? And she was like, oh, I've always wanted to go there. And my mom grew up in East L.A., and she's never been to the Hollywood Bowl. And I was like, what a loser son I've been. And then that just reminded me, there's so much my mom hasn't experienced. There's so much people across this country haven't experienced. People that hate gay people don't know any gay people. People that hate trans people don't know any trans people. That people that hate black people aren't friends with black people. There's so much people don't know, and in their ignorance, they vote for whoever is around them, what they tell them to. So, I felt so bad after that. And my mom came with us to Portland this time. So my mom's retiring at the end of the month. She worked 35 years with Kaiser, something crazy like that.
Wow.
And so she's finally able to retire at the end of June. And she's finally going to be making pretty good money with her Social Security in her retirement. But my cousin got married. It was a very quick shotgun marriage. She found out she was pregnant. And so she's like, okay, well, in June, we're going to get married in the park, and then we're going to go to this bar after that we love. And so me and Julia were like, all right, let's go. And my older brother went. My sister was going to go. And then last minute, my mom decided, hey, I want to go too. But my mom doesn't know how to book a plane ticket. My mom doesn't know how to book a hotel or Airbnb or anything like that.
Oh, my God.
But I was just like, hey, I got it. I'll book the ticket. You can come with us. I'll see if our flights, if there's things. And you can stay with us in our Airbnb. And it all worked out. And she went and she had a great time. I know she had a great time. And my mom's not in the best shape, too, but she was moving along as fast as she can. Let me tell you something. Traveling with a fucking little baby is the worst goddamn thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy. You're like 4 bags. I'm carrying a baby chair, all this stuff. And Julia's like a machine, too. Julia's like as strong as you can imagine. Throwing things, bags, running. And the airport's life and death. My mom barely got a real ID, just the paper. But it turned out the paper wasn't good enough. And she's like, will they let me on? I was like, I bet. There's got to be a time. And she went. We had a great time. So my relationship with my mom is great right now because she's been gracious with me and because I continue to try to be gracious with her. So all that to say, who knows with parents and stuff. I'm so lucky that I've had this long amount of time for our relationship. And I hope me and my dad can get back together too. I just know we've had a lot of great times, and I don't know if he's prepared to do the work. I mean, I just don't know what to do with this. It hasn't happened to you yet.
My mom and your dad went to the same school.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it Garfield or Alhambra? Garfield, right?
No, wait, my bad. My mom went to Lincoln Heights. My bad.
I forget if my dad went to Lincoln or Garfield.
But you told me your dad went to Lincoln. So
He's from Lincoln Heights, so it might be Lincoln. It might be Lincoln.
Yeah, my mom was from Lincoln Heights.
I forget. Yeah.
I feel bad for my mom too, because she got pregnant at not young, but not old, like 24, and then she had
old for a Mexican back then, though.
Yeah, I'm really proud of her. Yeah. So proud of her. And then it didn't work out with my brother's dad. He almost shot her one day, took a gun to the house.
This is Mexican white. This is poor people. It happens.
She got with my dad, and it's like the cycle, not in like the cycle repeated, just wasn't as harsh. But I'm like, no, I feel so bad for my mom because she just like had to take care of children her own. And it's like she took care of my brother, and then he was old enough to do things, and then she was finally starting to get some freedom, and then she had me, and then she had to do it again all like by herself for like, so it's like, damn, I feel so bad, man. I feel so bad.
I know my mom feels bad that she did not take her kids out of the abuse, and she goes, you guys you never had a childhood. And I always tell her, Mom, childhood is a made-up thing. Up until 200 years ago, kids were working in factories. You know what I mean? Imagine how cool that was, being a kid working in a factory. Getting paid, taking cig breaks with other 8-year-olds.
Getting to quit school.
Yeah, no school, just smoking cigs. Oh, man. How awesome would that be to walk by a group of 8-year-olds just like with those newsboy caps and shit? They're all dying in the factories. They fall into the meat factory.
And it'd always be the successful people, too, that like had to drop out of school and get like a job early. They're like the ones that are like all successful and like in interviews. I feel like it. I'm like, every time I listen to somebody's success, they're like,
that's what they say. They say that's what capitalism does, is they uplift these like 3 or 4 people or 10 people and say, look, they could do it, but the numbers are stacked against them.
Not against us, though.
That's what to make it. Yes, absolutely against us too.
No, we have 72 subscribers that got our back, and it's growing every single day.
Let's go for 80. You guys did it. Let's go for 80.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's so crazy because I haven't done it yet. I haven't gone up to people. I could see you doing this.
I did. I was grabbing them with their phones and putting it in.
Yeah, getting them in.
I'm doing it. I don't care.
Yeah, once we get to 100.
They repost our Little Caesars content. I'm like, did they repost our Little Caesars content?
They'll repost it right now.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go to Oregon, July 7th with my best friend's dad to go pick her up. To take her to go to Mexico to get her teeth fixed.
Oh, this is your best friend?
Yeah, my best friend. I go in and out of contact with her because she goes through her phases where she does drugs and stuff.
All right, let me repeat what Stevona said. She's going to go with her best friend's dad to Oregon so they could pick up her best friend to go to Mexico to get her teeth fixed. Are you flying?
We're driving, from what I understand.
With just the dad?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Do you know the dad well?
Yeah, I know the dad. I've known the dad since I was
fine?
in 4th grade. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You same height, 4th grade?
Probably. Yeah, but no, I'm like that friend where like the parents, they keep like calling me because like my friends are going like off track. So they're like, the parents try to keep me like in their life because I'm kind of like the positive friend and stuff. But it's like, it gets so hard to keep friends as you go older because it's like, what the like, why are you guys doing this crazy shit? Like, what?
Well, I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about before. When they uphold and say, "Look, this person did it," but that's not really how it goes. If you're poor and you come from dysfunction, you're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
you
you're
will
right.
continue the cycle. So that's what capitalism will always say. Oh, check it out, Obama. You know, he didn't know his dad, and now he's the president of the United States. But most people, whatever station you're born into, that's the station you're going to stay in. And it's so hard to learn and to change and to break those cycles of violence and poverty because it's all you know. Sometimes when people do, they're just lucky. And I know nobody likes to believe that, but it's just f***ing luck. Even the fact that, you know, I'm very grateful for my life. I feel blessed for my life. I don't have much more. I mean, I'm just a high school graduate. I went to community college for a couple of years, but that's nothing. But if I wouldn't have started to go to church with those white people who were healthy and shit, I would be way worse off.
Yeah.
I'd be way worse off. But luckily, the neighbor took us to VBS one year when we were 7, and I fell in love with the Bible and did a bunch of stuff. But you know, I tried to be a cop right after high school. I thought that's what I was going to be. I tried to go to the military because I wanted to be a military cop so I could be a real cop.
Damn, you would have been skinny, though.
I don't think so.
No, you would have been a little bit skinny than this.
But yeah, I would have been a little skinnier than this and I'd be beating my wife probably. Yes. And I could see myself harassing street workers so that I don't arrest them.
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above. I love that song. So
Incredible song. And if I would have been a cop, I'd love that song too. Right after swiping at my wife in the stomach because bruises don't show up.
ABAC, right?
What's?
Oh no, ACAB.
I don't feel comfortable saying all cops are bastards.
Okay. Though I used to feel like that too. I'm like, because I do know some cops who were very nice to me, but at the same time, you know, if shit went down, like their brother did something wrong, they would lie for their brother.
Well, that's what
right?
I told my mom. Oh yeah, we were in Portland, and we come back. It was so funny the first night because I thought she would have just went to sleep and had the monitor with her, but she stayed up till we got home, which was like 2 a.m. And she was watching this movie. It's #1 on Netflix. It's a Tyler Perry movie. I think it's called Salt or
I
something
love
like
Tyler Perry movies.
Yeah, they're awful.
Love them. Why? No, I love them. They make all the black people are rich. We need more rich black people in this world.
Not this one. This one they're not rich. It's like Teresa P. Henson, the woman from whatever.
Okay.
She plays like this woman who accidentally takes people hostage because she's trying to get money for her baby who's dying. And we come home and my mom's watching this and I'm drunk and I'm watching it with her and there's a cop who like turns her partner in and I'm like, my mom was like, this movie's, I love it because it's so real. I was like, that would never happen. I was like, you will never see a news story where a cop turns another cop in for doing wrong.
I know. Yeah, they won't. That's why and sorry if I have any cops that watch this and support me because I be friends. So many people who I don't even know would like really mess with me. So I have to really watch out what I say. But at the same time, like I do feel like if their brother, because they're like family, did something crooked, they're going to lie for them, you know, as I would lie for my brother, as I would. I don't know if I would lie for my friend.
What do you mean?
If they did something wrong,
you would lie?
I don't think I would. Actually, I don't think I would.
That's
If
what
they
I'm
did
saying. What are you
no,
talking
you're
about lying
right.
about?
Yeah, like if they were like, "Did your brother steal those hot Cheetos?" I'll be like, "Nah."
Yeah, I mean something like that. Who gives a shit?
Right, but if he's out here beating on people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's beating on people, assaulting people, and
You're
then you know
right.
if you don't say anything, but you're never going to hear those stories about them. And that's why I told my mom, they're not that great, Mom, if they cover for their partners.
yeah,
If they know people who are doing awful things, they're not that great. She didn't have much to say then, and that's when I decided to stop talking to her too. I'm coming for all of them.
Did you know who that guy Alex Enamorado is?
Oh, what is that?
He went to jail. It's a guy named Alex Enamorado, and he was the first street vendor activist. So he would actually post them online, and so if some cop or somebody was harassing a street vendor, they would post it. He would post it on his social media, get all of their information, and he would like bring up like things that they were sued for, who their family is, like what anything that like anything crooked. He exposed Baldwin Park Police Department for all the shady things that they've been doing. And he goes up to them and he would knock on their door and he would confront people who were like messing with street vendors, confront police officers who didn't want to take the paperwork, because sometimes vendors would tell them they robbed me, they beat me up, and they were like, oh, we can't do anything, we can't fill out any paperwork. So he would go and harass these people. And he started making a wave. People would all join him outside. They would go to like racist people's houses and stuff like that.
When did this happen?
This was, so he actually got locked up, I believe, 2 years ago. So I like went to protest to like free him, and they arrested him in all the way up in the hill in the desert, Hesperia. So Hesperia Police Department has him locked up. And they've just been keeping him in there. They didn't even give him a bail bond, nothing like that. And they just keep pushing his court orders. And he actually dropped, now that I mentioned it, he actually dropped a video from jail on the phone saying that, I think what you said, like the federal government can't tell the state what to do. So I think with Whittier, I think that they stopped it. They put in, because you have to write your senators, or you have to write them, because there are people that kind of have more power than Donald Trump, right? That you can.
No.
Let me find what he said, because it was like, if he made a good point.
We'll post the stuff to link to this guy in our stories too.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm very worried you won't be able to find it on your phone.
No, I have it. I have it right here. Actually, I don't have it. Or maybe I saved it.
Listen, we don't like to talk about politics. I know,
but we have to. That was important. That was really important.
Politically heavy today, but you know, they're sending the damn National Guard into L.A., so we have to say something.
And it's our people.
Yeah, we'll be back with lighthearted stuff next week, maybe, if they get the F out of our city. They're supposed to stay for like 90 days or something like that. 3 months, not doing anything. There's nothing going on. And
our tax monies, are they going to that?
Yeah, the federal government wouldn't help us with the fires, but the Marines being here for 2 months, it's going to be $160 million.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, yeah, and there is a curfew downtown. Is it 9 o'clock or is it 6 o'clock?
Dude, it's like 6. I think it's 8 to 6 or something. And they'll check your ID if you drive in the perimeter.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, I'm about to be there in downtown LA after 8 p.m. So
Walking the streets.
But I want to show you this video.
I mean, after we finish
okay.
the podcast. we're actually filming a podcast.
I have crazy ADHD, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please go subscribe. You've been great. We're going to keep giving you videos. We're going to keep giving you clips. We love you. Thank you so much. Stevona, where can we find you online?
I am on Instagram, Stevona Delgado. I'm also on YouTube, Stevona's House. TikTok, Stevona. That's it.
And you can find me at Hernia on Instagram. Oh, Ashley Monique is headlining Chatterbox Comedy Night this Sunday.
Wow,
she's
love
from
her.
the Bay. She's so funny.
Yes,
she's so funny. Don't be dumb. Come out to Chatterbox Comedy Night. We're gonna have a great time. I love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.